Hey guys, we are Kongos, and we are hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
There's a new record that's about to drop June 10th, Egomaniac. Let's talk a little bit about the production of this record. It's something that you guys do collectively as a band, and basically just the band works on this project, right?
Yeah, we're all brothers, and we've kind of kept everything in-house, particularly the recording side of things. And we've been working on this record for a long time, but we got off the road last year, kind of September, and it's been non-stop since then, trying to get this thing finished, and it's finally finished.
And what is it about, doing everything by yourselves? I mean, you have a label behind you guys, so obviously producers is never going to be an issue. But why do you guys choose to do this all on your own?
I mean, we started this way out of necessity. Nobody would sign us, so so we just learned everything ourselves, including the recording. Our dad is a musician, and he built a recording studio, so we had access to all the gear, right. And that was a big part of it. Just you can go to school and learn something, or have somebody else do it for you, or you can learn it yourself, and that's kind of been our mentality, so far.
Right. And jumping into the studio, I mean, it looks like a legit setup that you guys have from the clips that you guys have posted. Have you guys added on to that studio, and if so, what have you guys added to the studio?
Yeah, I mean, since Come With Me Now broke, it's helped us push things forward a little bit. We're gearheads, so we went and spent a bunch of money on new gear, and hopefully it's made the next record sound better, Egomaniac. We're pretty happy with the way it sounded, and that's progressed.
Now, for the second album, Lunatic, you guys actually were on the road for quite some time touring the record. How much did being on the road help in the creation of this record?
Actually, a lot of the songs had kind of been written before, because we had a bit of a break. When we finished Lunatic, we released it in South Africa. It did really well for us. We came back to the States, and then nothing happened for about a year and a half. So we had a bit of downtime, and we started working on the new material. But playing on the road, particularly since the success of Lunatic, really got us a sense of what works, and particularly on the first single, Take It From Me. From the minute we started playing that song live, a year or two ago, it just was clicking with people. So we knew we had something that was going to click with people.
And what is it about that song that you guys wanted to play it in the first place before anybody else heard it?
Well, it was one of the new songs that we could play live so far. We hadn't rehearsed any of the other songs, so that was a big part of it. And Jesse wrote it, so he can maybe explain them.
We had the song before we were ready to finish Egomaniac, so we like to test songs out on the road when possible, and it actually changed quite a bit on the recording from the live version. So testing it out, seeing how it responded, seeing what parts of the song clicked with an audience, that's helpful, when you go back into the studio, and also just learning to perform it. If you play it on the road for a year, you go into the studio, you know the song inside out, and you can give it the energy it needs.
When you guys get together to write material, I'm sure you guys do it all separately because you guys all write. And there's on this record, I believe you guys each have like songs that you guys specifically wrote. So when that happens, how do you guys come together and pick and choose which songs are going to make it to the record?
Well, we wrote a lot of songs for this. There were tons of songs that didn't make the cut for this, not necessarily because they weren't good enough, but as we started getting together in the studio and playing some of our new material to each other, we saw this theme of Egomaniac developing. So then it was a matter of which songs fit that theme, right, as opposed to which songs we liked, the overall. And we found that these 13 songs kind of all perfectly fit this theme of Egomaniac. It's not a concept album, but there is a loose concept that's kind of central to the album.
Right. Now, when bands work with producers, the producer breaks you down, has you try things that you haven't tried before. When you guys are working on your record together, how do you guys do that?
I think it is partially that we all have different influences, so we can act as that outside influence on each other's songs. Right. And then if you work on a song long enough, you get so bored that you just want to try something else. So a lot of times something new comes out of boredom. Right. So don't try to avoid boredom. On
this record, there's you guys mentioned you guys have been working on it for quite some time. Is there one song in specific that you guys might have tossed out in the beginning of the writing session and then brought it back to life closer to the end, and if so, why?
I don't know if there's any. There's one or two songs that were written really, really long ago. So Birds. There's a song called "Birds Do It" that I had written in 2007. Way back, almost 10 years ago, and it just kind of sat dormant for 8 years. And then I found a new chorus that worked and clicked, particularly with Egomaniac. So that came back. I don't know if there were any other songs like that.
No.
We don't throw songs out. We only write amazing songs. #Egomaniac.
So with that song, like you said, 2007, that's quite some time. How do you keep that song relevant to, what's out today?
Well, I was just so ahead of the time that I had to rein it back a bit because it was almost in 2020s. I don't know, the production, once we bring it to the band and we start working on the production and the actual sound and the kind of arrangement of it, that's, I think, what brings it and keeps it modern. The song's a song. Songs can transcend, I think, genre and time and that, and then working on it together is what gives it the sound, keeps it current,
Looking at the track listing, track 2 caught my eye. The World is Better Off.
Yeah, the world would run better.
Would run better off. There you go. What is that about?
It's definitely a little homage to Everybody Wants to Rule the World, that Tears for Fears song. Okay. And it's basically about people's arrogance in their place, in whether it's Earth or the universe or however far you want to take it. Right. A lack of awareness of how small they are in relation to the outer world. So a lot of the lyrics are tongue-in-cheek and all that kind of stuff.
You guys also do all of your production for music videos, directing, and all that. Are you guys constantly learning new things to do editing-wise? Like right now, the newest video, it's CGI. So are you guys constantly teaching yourselves, how to do these kind of edits or effects?
Well, I'll pass it over to Danny because Danny's the one that sat like a troll in the basement for a month working and doing all the VFX on that.
I wish I learned how to do that properly because I probably wasted so many hours doing stuff inefficiently. But yeah, we learned how to do it in like a guerrilla, way. Right. Yeah. So yeah.
YouTube tutorials and all that.
Pretty much, yeah. There's a bunch, I don't know why these people are so nice out there, but they spend hours making tutorials for free just so you can go learn how to do it, and then they don't get anything out of it. They just make nice tutorials for everybody.
The album drops June 10th. Are you guys planning a tour already? Is there something already set in stone or something is still, in the works?
Yeah, I mean, we'll be playing shows all summer, radio shows and festivals, and then we have a tour plan, but I'm not sure when this airs. We'll be announcing pretty soon, hopefully, like our plans. We got a lot of plans.
And what does this last couple years of nonstop touring have really taught you guys as musicians?
I just yeah, I mean, it's the shows keep you going. The touring gets a little grueling once 18 months in, but the shows never get grueling in terms of playing to people. Just playing a lot. There's no substitute for actually just playing a lot. Your voice gets stronger, your playing gets stronger, just simply as a matter of course as you play more and more. I think we all got a bit tired at the end of the road, but now that we've been off the road, we're sick of being in the studio and we want to get back on the road.